On this episode of Bondi Vet, Chris is called out to Sydney Harbour to deal with some very feisty chicks. Can Zoe the thrill seeker survive her death-defying leap from a second-storey balcony?
I love my heart went from here down to here. She's my baby. She's beautiful.
This shockingly injured bunny is the first pet of these two little girls. What's happened to Alice is breaking their hearts.
The reason she's being so tough out there and being so brave is because she knows how much you love her, okay?
A distraught babysitter faced with a terrible decision.
I know it's not my dog, and in some ways it makes it worse.
And Rowdy's ice cream addiction gets him into real trouble.
Let's do that. You make my world a better place.
Yes!
He's walking with me.
I can depend on you.
Barry,
Oh, g'day, Chris.
how you going?
Good.
Barry from the rescue
What's
group
going on?
Wires has called Chris about a bizarre bird situation on Sydney Harbour.
Is it your boat?
It's my father-in-law's boat, yeah.
Yeah. And you've got a couple of hijackers on board, do you?
We have hijacked.
Is this a hijack situation?
It is, it is.
Okay.
We've got our boat just moored out over here, and we've got a couple of herons have decided to land, create a nest and have their family right on the bridge of the boat.
Hi, we're just here about the boat. You got any sort of proof of ownership there? No? Licence?
As soon as Chris boards, the parents abandon ship, leaving their chicks alone in the nest.
Thanks very much.
Disgruntled boat owner Guido suddenly arrives on the scene.
Is this your boat?
Chris, huh?
Is this your boat?
Yeah, until a couple of weeks ago, and then it was taken over by some other people. Or some other good. Well, we better get them off, because I want my boat back.
But Guido does have a kind heart. He's even built a rescue raft for his squatters.
Does that float? I don't want to question your workmanship here, but it does. I'm not sure I'd hop on that.
Yeah?
And you want to put a young family on that?
Yes. Well, it's not the kind of bird that you like to get.
You don't know me, Guido.
No, but, no.
You're making your own assumptions.
Am I wrong? No, I'm not, eh? Gotcha.
Hey, Guido, things don't smell too good up here, mate. First thing I notice when I see these chicks is that they don't even have close to the number of feathers they need to actually fly off this boat. That's not going to happen today. So we do need to work out a plan that's going to allow them to be safe, but also eventually lead a very normal life.
Yeah, you might come and put a hand on her because she's trying to come towards you.
Zoe.
At the Bondi Referral Hospital SASH, 1-year-old Zoe is in agony after a 10-metre dive onto a concrete driveway.
How did it happen? Okay, babe.
She jumped off the second floor balcony.
Okay. You saw her jump?
Yeah, I saw her jump.
Oh, goodness, you poor thing.
I love my heart went from here down to here. And I was too scared to look over the balcony, because I thought I'd see her just laying there, but she wasn't there. And I thought, well, she's got up and walked,
Looking at the way it's hanging there, I'm quite worried that she's got a broken leg. Hey, puppy girl, will it make you feel better now?
Lisa is taking Zoe out to the treatment room to give her pain relief and to find out just how bad the fracture is.
Oh,
See that?
that's crunchy.
Ow.
The bone shard is actually punctured through the skin, so it's not the kind of fracture we like to deal with because it means that that bone is exposed to infection and bugs stop fractures from healing. And I guess if we don't treat this aggressively, she could lose that leg.
Ooh, feisty, aren't you?
Chris is trying to work out how to rescue 3 heron chicks born on a luxury boat in Sydney Harbour.
Is this how you left it?
What did I tell you?
That's a bit of a mess, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
It's the understatement of the year.
there's obviously 2 that are a lot bigger. Hey. So you can see he's starting to develop his primary and secondary flight feathers here.
Yeah.
They're just sprouting. It's all right. They've got about 2 weeks to go, maybe 10 days.
You're not suggesting I'll leave them here for another 2 or 3 weeks. So that's one alternative. What's the alternative?
I like your pontoon, but the problem is that it's too far down. And if they make one false move, they fall into the water. The reality of this situation is that no one's going to win out of it. If we leave them here, Guido loses. If we take them away, then potentially the birds may lose their parents.
Good girl. I know, it's sore, isn't it?
Zoe has cheated death after an ill-fated leap from a second-storey balcony.
Ready?
X-rays confirm she has smashed her right leg in 4 places.
Oh, that is a mess.
Incredibly, Zoe has escaped any internal injuries.
It's unbelievable. When I look at these images, the only fractures I can find are in her back feet. The rest of her body seems okay. It's just amazing.
Hello, my darling. Let me see you, darling. Let me see you.
It's a complicated surgery. All the bones in that foot are broken and it's going to take a long time to repair that. Poor Gwen is absolutely traumatized by what's happened. I mean, she's in more shock than the cat is.
She's my baby. She's my baby. She really is. Mummy's gorgeous girl, isn't she?
Out on Sydney Harbour, the heron dilemma is continuing.
I need to have the boat back
When do you need the boat back?
as soon as I possibly can.
Guido's adamant the hijacker herons have to go. But Chris is worried once he removes the chicks, they may be abandoned by their mother.
You can't knock mum and dad for being very caring parents. You've got a boat with a whole lot of people they'd be very fearful of, and they're still standing by their chicks. Hopefully this is a good sign that they're actually going to stick by them when we move the nest. I don't actually mind all this noise just because of the fact that means mum and dad are going to be watching and knowing what's going on. Come on, guys. Follow us now, all right?
Come on,
This
Mum
way.
and Dad.
Not going far. Mum and Dad still aren't following. They're just inspecting the nest at the moment, and hopefully once they realise the chicks have gone, they're going to follow up.
Chris and Barry are taking the chicks to a safe, sheltered spot, hoping the heron parents may reappear.
Ciao, arrivederci.
We've waited for over an hour now, and there's been no sign of Mum or Dad, which is disappointing. The concern is it is going to get cold as this sun comes down.
Yeah, I think we better get them to a care, get them warmed up.
So, just for a few weeks, you're going to go and find a new mum and dad. Is that okay? You looked a bit shocked by that. I'm sorry that there was a lot of news to absorb at one time, but yeah, okay. In a way, this was a bit of a long shot, but it was something we had to try because for these chicks to be actually raised by their parents was something that you always want to do. But now they go into care, and from there they have a really good chance of survival.
She's taken a dive from a balcony. Super cat.
Why did you do that?
And smashed up her foot.
Do you think you had wings?
At SASH, Andrew Marchevsky is ready to start major reconstructive surgery on Zoe's fractured foot.
It's amazing. She fell from about 10 metres, and doing a few calculations, that means she hit the ground at about 50 k's an hour. All she's done is broken one foot and got a little crack in the other. I mean, it's an awful injury, but it's amazing that's all she's done. Oh, it's so crunchy. I'm just going to try and expose the bone ends.
Andrew will now place pins in both ends of the fractured bone to try and anchor the break together.
The problem here is the bones are so fragile. I can't grasp them with any instruments as such because they'll just end up shattering if I'm not very careful. Potentially we'd be looking at an amputation. That's good. I think the foot already looks a little less swollen. That's nice. Couldn't look any better than that. That's really good.
Right, Zoe, you want to go back to bed now? Yeah, back to bed.
In the short term, we're worried about swelling of those toes, and it's important that we allow some give in the bandage so that they do swell, doesn't cut off the circulation, because that can happen like that.
Now it's a top cage, so don't fall out. No jumping.
Oh, we've just come home and they've got a new rabbit, and I don't know. We think
We
maybe
just found her in the garage.
her leg's sort of, almost off, like the back hind leg's so up. We don't know what's happening.
Alice is the much-loved first pet of Pia and Mimi.
Come through straight away.
Mum Nikki and her distraught girls came home to find their bunny with horrific leg injuries.
You just got home just a few minutes ago. And...
Yeah, I just literally raced up as soon as I saw her. I just grabbed her, put her in the. It's all right, darling. I just put her in the. in the hutch. It's okay.
So no idea what could have caused it?
I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah.
I don't know whether she's tried to get herself through a really ridiculous space, and it's. I don't know.
She's got a big skin tear on the side of her body there. Legs hanging really loose, which is a big concern. They can sometimes panic themselves and do things that make no sense, and if they get stuck in a particular place, they can push themselves or leap off and catch themselves on something. But I just don't know at this stage what she's done. My priority really has to be to stabilise her first, and then we'll go looking for injuries next. Right now, we just need to make sure she's going to pull through this. Yeah, can I have a hand?
Yeah, sure.
She's got a really fast heart rate, so she's quite shocky. This is some saline, which is just going to go straight underneath the skin there, and she'll absorb that really quickly. The goal of this is really to go into a bloodstream almost immediately and try to boost her blood pressure. If we can do that, it just keeps that blood circulating and really keeps her alive.
He's going to try and do absolutely everything he can, okay?
There are two little girls that really want you to come home, okay? So how about we work together as a team and make that happen, huh? This is just your worst nightmare. I mean, so concerned about Alice, but at the same time, those girls, I mean, it's their first ever pet, and this shouldn't be how it is.
To make Alice better, okay, sweetheart?
Okay, she's got a very high temperature. Her body temperature is 40. Okay, so the normal is, and there's the blood.
8-year-old Saffy has been brought into SASH after losing a dangerous amount of blood.
Yesterday morning, I found diarrhea in the yard, and it looked a very strange colour. So it was a red dark brown.
Was it a large volume?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Several lots.
And she's blind, you say?
She went totally blind last year.
Susie is babysitting Saffy while her owner is overseas. She's been like a surrogate mum to the little Shitzu since she was a pup.
I know her mum devastated. It won't surprise me if she just gets the next plane back. I don't know what she'll do.
That's some serious bleeding from her rectum. All right, we just need to do a blood count and make sure how anemic she is. Check if she needs a transfusion. All right, baby. Good girl. There are a few conditions which could be causing Saffy to bleed from her bowel. Now, one possibility is ulcers, another is inflammatory bowel disease or an infection. Those are all treatable. Another cause is cancer, and that would be the worst possible diagnosis.
Okay, all right, so she's hanging in there. She's been a tough little girl.
14-week-old Alice is struggling to survive a terrible trauma. Both her back legs have been mutilated.
She's just resting in a cage at the moment, which is the best thing for her. The reason she's being so tough out there and being so brave is because she knows how much you love her, okay?
She's a gorgeous little thing. She's beautiful. We love her. So yeah, it's it's devastating. It's devastating.
As Nikki takes the girls home to wait for news, Chris begins x-raying Alice.
I know it's scary. There's a technique you can use in rabbits where you can essentially hypnotise them by drawing circles on their belly. The reality is right now, you have to try anything because she's so stressed.
Nobody is certain, but it appears Alice became trapped
X-ray.
and in the panic to get away caused the shocking damage to her legs.
This is where our worry is. That's the one with a big gash in it. This one here, it's intact. But here, on that leg that looks awful and is just hanging free, we've got a big fracture there. The big test really is if she doesn't feel any pain in her toes, it means the nerve's been severed as well, and that leg would have to come off. You're just going to go in here.
Alice needs to rest and recover from the shock. She must stabilise before Chris can treat her injuries.
You just relax there.
Later that afternoon, Nikki brings the girls back to the clinic with get-well messages for their young bunny.
I love you, Alice, from your best friend, Mimi.
It's very sweet. So we put that one there. It's beautiful. Hey, she's having a read now. Look.
Sadly, there's news that Chris doesn't want the little girls to hear.
That leg, I think, is probably going to have to come off.
Yeah.
If she does pull through, I'd probably operate on her tomorrow. Oh, thank you, sweetie. Thank you, Pia. Thank you, Mimi. Okay, we're going to work really hard to make everything okay. All right?
While Alice waits for her surgery, another fluffy creature has mysteriously entered the premises.
Who's that? Hello?
She doesn't have an appointment.
Hey, buddy. Can I help you? I'm gone.
And she doesn't appear to have an owner.
Maybe she's out of work and wants a job, I don't know.
We've never employed a dog before, you see. This sort of breaks all the rules. And, I mean, I guess you'd be able to talk their language.
Oh, what's that?
And you'd be doing Neil out of a job.
I know. We'll see if we can find your mum and dad. Hello, it's Neil here from Bondi Junction Vet Hospital. You've lost a little dog called Lollipop. She's just dropped in for a visit, so if you'd like to come and pick her up, that would be great. Okay, thank you, bye-bye.
Dogs don't typically walk in without their owners. Normally their owners have to drag them in here. The vet clinic is not the place to be if you're an animal.
Wow, That is seriously anemic. So that's the amount of red blood cells. It should be heading up towards the halfway mark.
8-year-old Saffy is hemorrhaging blood. Test results have confirmed she's in a critical condition.
So she's got a blood count of 14%. Normal for a dog is above 37%. She needs a transfusion right now.
Only a few months ago, a rare disease robbed the Shitzu of her eyesight. Now she faces an even tougher battle.
This blood transfusion is going to make her feel better, but it is just a short-term fix. We need to work out what's causing this hemorrhage if we have any chance of saving her life.
As the transfusion starts, Susie has to face up to calling Saffy's owner in Europe.
I mean, I know it's not my fault, but it's not the news you want to tell somebody. You know, it's her baby and she just loves it to bits.
The next morning, Chris and Neil check Alice's leg to see if she'll need surgery.
Yeah, see, mate, this one's really...
Yeah, not good.
Floppy there.
The 14-week-old bunny was found at home with shocking injuries to her back legs.
She has no idea that I'm doing that.
No.
That leg, it just can't stay there. She's just going to drag it around, cause injuries to herself. So, I hate to say it does have to come off. This isn't going to be an easy operation. You look at Alice and you can see that she's small. And because of that, everything is so delicate. She can't afford to lose much blood because she doesn't really have a lot to start with. Somehow she's already managed to cope with all this shock and all this trauma. I just hope she's got enough fight left in her to handle this surgery.
Sleep now, Bubby. Good girl.
8-year-old Saffy is in a critical condition after losing a huge amount of blood.
Bowel cancer could definitely cause the symptoms that Saffy's had, so I'm really hoping that's not what we find. An endoscopy is basically a fibre optic cable with the camera on the end, and we can use that to put down Saffy's throat into her stomach and also up her back end to have a look at her colon. This is a really big concern. The lining of the intestine is looking really quite lumpy and irregular. It should be really smooth and even and doesn't look very good at all.
No more abnormalities are found, and now the biopsies will be sent for analysis.
We didn't see any obvious tumours or polyps or anything like that. She's got through the procedure okay, and now we just have to keep our fingers crossed. She's up here.
Oh, hello, gorgeous.
Saffy's distraught babysitter Susie is now finding it hard to cope.
Nothing seemed to be straightforward. It just seems to be endless tests and maybe not even good results at the end. That's what I'm really worried about. I know it's not my dog, and in some ways it makes it worse.
First thing you always have to do here is just work out where the big beating arteries are, because they're the ones that if you nick them, Alice is going to be in trouble really quickly.
Yeah, it's really tricky. They're just so sensitive, you just have to do tiny increments.
In the Bondi operating theatre, Chris is about to begin the delicate amputation of Alice's back leg. The little bunny is the first pet of Pia and Mimi.
To know what those two little girls have just been through, coming home and discovering Alice looking like that, of course it's going to put more pressure on you to try to make that better, to try to give them their little Alice back. That's what that work's really been leading to, just trying to clear away the blood vessels and the muscles so we can get at this bone here. Now, it's not the nicest thing for Alice, but this bit is really essential. Sorry, Alice. That leg's now off. wound's been nicely sewed up, so now we move on to the other leg.
But as Chris begins work on Alice's other leg, her heart suddenly stops.
Just stop for a second. I don't know if I've got a heartbeat though. No.
No.
For nearly 10 minutes, Chris and Neil desperately try to revive Alice. Finally, they get her back.
Yep, it's that.
So I'm just going to really faint heartbeat here. It's quite slow. I'm just trying to stimulate him with some atropine to try to quicken up his heart.
Just a few minutes later, the bunny slips away again.
No.
Stop?
No, stop.
Stop?
Stop.
With precious seconds ticking by, Chris is again trying everything he can to kickstart Alice's heart. For 15 minutes, he refuses to give up.
Come on, buddy. Come on, man. Surprise us all, mate. She's young, she's fragile, she's already been through a lot, and it just suddenly was too much for her, and it's absolutely as gutting a feeling as you can get. You think about Peter and Mimi and
A few hours after the trauma of losing Alice, there's some welcome good news at the clinic.
Hey Neil, any word yet, mate?
Yeah, no, the lady's just arrived already. Here we go.
Really? Oh, hello. How are you?
Lollipop's owner, Carissa, has arrived to reclaim her runaway.
I just adopted her. She'd been abandoned by every single owner that she had because she just keeps running, so no one wanted to keep her.
Yeah.
I just fell in love with her straight away.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You're back.
It's certainly turning out to be an eventful day for Chris.
Excuse me, my daughter wants to know, are you married? She's 23 and she's gorgeous looking. She wants to know your working hours here. I said, why don't you ring and speak with Neil? And she's gorgeous looking. No, we didn't set it up, did we?
Nothing to do with me. No.
Chris is getting all these proposals. What about me? What do I get? Nothing. It's all Chris Brown, Chris Brown, Chris Brown.
Get back to work, Neil. I think someone needs some emotional intensive care.
Later that night, the drama continues for Chris when he rushes back to the clinic for a dog in a dangerous predicament.
Just had a call about a Newfoundland, 82-kilo Newfoundland, that it's eaten an ice block, but not just an ice block, the whole thing, including the stick. He's a real personality, and this is something he'd do.
Kylie has been bringing ice cream addict Rowdy into the clinic since he was a puppy.
Hey, big guy, you've done it this time, haven't you? So how long ago did he eat it?
Probably about an hour ago now.
Okay.
And he basically gulped the whole ice block as well as the paddle pop stick in one go.
In one go?
Yeah.
The critical thing is whether it's still whole or whether it's broken and splintered, because obviously a whole one has rounded edges and a splintered one is sharp, and if it tries to get through his through his intestine and it may poke into the intestinal wall.
And if it is broken and he throws it up, could it hurt him by scratching him and stuff on the way up?
That's why I've got you to feed him,
Okay, right.
because by feeding him, it's almost going to provide a bit of a cushioning around it.
Yep.
So I'm hoping it's going to be wrapped up in a little bit of food, and that's going to be, I guess, the thing that it rides on the way out.
Okay, that's good.
The way he's thinking at the moment is he just had a great ice block and he probably doesn't know any different.
Yeah.
Not that I'm doubting your intelligence, Rowdy, but he obviously doesn't know what he's just done.
Yeah, no, it's happy days for him. He loves ice cream.
If that's the paddle pop stick and it's got to get out of the stomach,
Yeah.
the stomach's got an opening like this.
Yeah, right.
We need it to come out like that.
Yeah, okay.
If it comes out like that,
It's not going to come
it doesn't
out.
come out. Okay, so I'm just injecting it now.
Vet student Ali holds the massive Rowdy as Chris injects him with apomorphine.
What it does, it acts on his whole body basically to make him feel nauseous, and he'll then vomit pretty quickly. So he's going to start salivating, just looking a little bit uncomfortable.
You can tell he feels sick, poor little fella. Oh, it's such an awful feeling, don't you feel for him?
It's deep.
What are you doing? Feel a bit funny. Let's go see Mum.
Over at Sash, an anxious Gwen is allowed to see her best friend for the first time since Zoe's major surgery.
3 pins in and then it gets the other end. Mummy's a beautiful girl, aren't you? Mummy's here, darling. I've only had it 12 months, but I feel as though I've had it forever. Just walk in the house and it's just so different, you know.
Gwen is 78 years old, and this was a really traumatic experience for her. She keeps reliving that night when she saw her cat just fall off the balcony. I think she's probably suffering from a little bit of post-traumatic stress herself.
She loves her, Mummy, don't you, darling? She sits on the lounge and we watch TV together. And we watch all the animal shows, don't we? Beautiful girl, soon be home. Soon be home.
Oh, it's such an awful feeling, don't you feel for him?
It's deep.
Ice cream glutton Rowdy is suffering.
We've all been there, Rounds.
The huge Newfoundland woofed down an ice cream stick and now must regurgitate it before it chokes him or perforates his intestine.
Yay! Oh, yay!
I think we all saw it.
Oh, Chris, I'm so sorry.
I think I wore it a bit too.
Oh, God, I'm so sorry. Well done. Oh, puppy, well done. Sorry, Chris. Good boy. Good boy.
Bit of spice and a bit of meaty roll as well there, Rowdy. Rowdy, you just did a very special thing on a number of fronts, but the most special of all,
Oh, absolutely.
that's the best thing of all.
Yay, Rowdy. Good boy, mate. Sorry, Dr. Chris.
You're right, you can chew it.
Yeah, I thought it went down in one go.
How do you get that down in one go?
He was really hungry for ice cream. So relieved to see that paddle pop stick come up. It's like, yay, and it came out without breaking.
You all right? Hell of a night on the tiles, huh?
He seems fine, although he looks still a bit sort of down the dumps now, but yeah, I'm very relieved.
So his eyelids are hanging a little bit lower than they even were before. It's rare that a vomit is a cause for celebration, but tonight it was. And it was only heightened by the fact that it got me as well.
It was pretty funny, wasn't it? Joke's on you, Dr. Chris.
Is he going to be able to get in?
Up you get, mate. Good boy. Very good. Not too far forward.
That's awesome. All right.
Thanks,
So,
Dr.
see you later.
Chris.
No
Thank
worries.
you.
Take care.
I will, thanks.
See ya.
Hey, Mel, you know why she looks so good?
Why?
Because it's not cancer.
Oh, that's so exciting.
That's good.
At Sash, it's great news for Saffy. The little Shitzu was in a critical condition when she was rushed in, bleeding dramatically from the bowels.
Yeah. Want to go home? Want to see Susie? Hey? The most probable cause of Saffy's hemorrhaging was either something that she's eaten or a really bad infection. It's such a relief that Saffy doesn't have cancer. The poor little dog has been through so much with her blindness and other health issues, and it's such great news for Susie and the rest of the family that Saffy's going to be okay.
Hey, there's my little Saffy. Hello, lovely girl. Hello. Oh, look who's here. Look who's here, lovely. It's just been too much, and we're just really, really, really excited that she's coming home again at last.
Susie and her four-legged family will continue to look after the rejuvenated patient.
All the other little doggies were so excited to see her at the gate and jumped all over and gave her lots of kisses and gave her a huge welcome.
Saffy, there you go.
As for Saffy's owner, she's on a plane heading back home.
It's a great relief. We're really, really happy. It's fabulous. Absolutely fabulous.
Oh, one nice big family again. Yes. Oh, big kiss. Big kiss, kiss.
Rowdy's bounced back after swallowing an ice cream stick.
Hope you don't mind sharing the shower with him.
No, he's fine.
But with the temperature soaring at Bondi Beach, the big fella's still pining for his favourite treat.
Come on, buddy. Let's go get you an ice cream, huh? It's too hot.
No, Kylie has not forgotten Rowdy's scary emergency.
I could not bear going through that drama ever again. It was kind of funny, but it was also so stressful. So now, although he's still allowed a treat occasionally, I make sure it's an ice cream without a stick in it, because he loves his ice cream. Good boy. Happy days.
Hey, Zoe. Look where we are.
A week after her disastrous 10-metre dive from a balcony, Zoe is well enough to return to the scene of the crime.
My goodness. Hello, Gwen. Look who we've got.
You want to get out? What's
Oh, my goodness. No jumping, no jumping. It's such a nice feeling to bring Zoe home to Gwen. I mean, the look on her face when she saw her baby come back home was just priceless.
It feels absolutely wonderful. You've been so wonderful. She is my baby. She is so beautiful.
You wait there, Zoe. There is one thing that's going to change in this household, though, and that is the balcony is out of bounds. Zoe has to stay inside, and I think Gwen's going to stick to that. My goodness, that is a serious drop.
It's a miracle. It's honestly, it's a miracle.
I cannot believe that Zoe fell off this balcony and lived.
Well, you can sit there. That doesn't matter. You can sit there. You can sit anywhere you like, darling, but not on the balcony.
Beautiful blue skies. It's a good day for flying.
Lovely day. They'll get plenty of lift with this wind.
Yeah, exactly.
Chris is ready to release the 3 herons he rescued from Guido's boat a month ago.
Yes.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
The chicks have all thrived, and carer Graham has named them Lady Jane, Snapper and Shrimp.
That looks like Snapper.
Yeah.
But this is the crucial test. Will they fly and be able to survive on their own?
Wait a second, we got the panettone and the prosecco to farewell them. Good luck.
But there's no show without the Italian skipper.
Okay, mate. Don't come back. Go and make love somewhere else, will you?
Guido, it's a sexy boat, you know. It's
a sexy boat, but it's not for birds. Not for this kind of bird.
Guys, if you are thinking about starting a family, I recommend the big boat with the blue canopy, just about third to the right over there.
Don't listen
That's
to
my
it.
last words.
Don't listen to it.
There we go.
Hey! Off you go. Freedom.
A bird's not just going to fly off into the distance when they first arrive in a new place. They've got to work out where they are, and it's starting to make sense to them now. It's starting to look more familiar. And now they've worked it out, they're all going to start flying off one by one.
Shall we go and celebrate?
Going for a drink, aren't you?
Hey, there you go. Cheers. Good luck to them.
You know what's happening right now? A couple of herons are looking over and going, geez, the hospitality here's good. So cheers to the successful release and a clean boat.
Thank you very much. Thank you, and thank you for your help.
Probably guess who this little guy's for. I'm just really hoping that this is just the best possible surprise for Pia and Mimi. I think they deserve it.
It's been 2 months since Pia and Mimi's pet rabbit passed away. Little Alice suffered horrific injuries to her back legs and sadly died during surgery.
My biggest fear throughout all of this was that Pia and Mimi would really lose faith and be scared to ever connect with anything living again. Hey, your mum and I were talking, and we think that it's not right that you girls don't have a little bunny to love in your lives. I think they quite literally thought I'd pulled a rabbit out of my hat.
I think they're in total shock.
Then I just saw its ears and its eyes, and then I just recognised it, and I was like, whoa, that's a rabbit.
He's a little boy.
It's a boy, guys.
I just watched their faces go from this absolute look of surprise to all of a sudden their eyes softened and this little smile came over their face, and you knew it was meant to be. If you had to choose a name for a boy rabbit, what do you think?
Chris, because he helped us.
Really?
I had to choose that name because that was all I could think of.
Christopher Rabbit. That's pretty cute.
Nikki's a great mum, really taking time before they even considered getting another pet. I think he's spot on. You've got to be honest, but at the same time, you have to eventually let them love again, and she's done that.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kate, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to the Bondi Vet YouTube channel. Click on the screen for more great content. And for free, exclusive, never seen before Bondi Vet stories, you can sign up to bondipet.com, and you can do so via the link in the description.